Hey everybody, so I want to come on here and do a quick breastfeeding update for you, kind of just tell you where we're at today. My last update was at 9 days postpartum, or 9 days, since birth. Tara was 9 days old, however you want to look at it. If you haven't watched that breastfeeding update, go back and watch it. That way you kind of know where we're at for this video. But basically, since my last update, things really haven't gotten any better at all. It's actually gotten much worse. I've really, have come to accept what's been going on. So if you have things, negative things to say about what I'm about to talk about, just keep them to yourself, because it's been a long journey, this last week and a half or so. And, I'm finally coming to accept the fact that maybe breastfeeding just is not going to work for me, and I have to do what I have to do as a mother to make sure my child is nourished and is satisfied and is growing and is healthy, and that's just what I have to do. So yeah, if you have bad things to say, or anything really negative, just keep it to yourself. But basically, since the last update, I developed shingles. It's a really painful skin rash from all the stress of breastfeeding and not being able to do it, and not being able to, nourish my baby the way that I thought I was going to be able to, and my body not working, and hormones, and just everything all rolled into one. They put me on an antiviral medication that I had to take for 7 days, 5 pills a day for 7 days. And don't worry, it wasn't going to be anything that could harm Tara. They've done studies on it, because it's actually not uncommon for a new mom actually, to develop shingles just because of the stress, and everything kind of rolled into one. So yeah, there's no harm to her there. But yeah, I had to take that, and my shingles just finally cleared up, which thank the Lord, because that was more painful than recovering from my C-section. I didn't even really know that I really had a C-section. That the pain from the rash was just absolutely horrendous. It made me feel like I had the flu. I was shaky. I was nauseous. It felt like I had needles poking me in the back. At first I thought maybe something went wrong with my spinal, or who knows. But now I know it was just caused from the rash, and I'm just so really, really thankful that has gone away, because that was making things 100 times worse. But as far as breastfeeding goes, and as far as Tara is concerned, basically she's not taking my breast anymore. I had to give her bottles, because if you watch my last update, I tried the syringe, I tried hand expression, I've tried all of that, and she just would not latch on. And when she would latch on, it would be for just a couple of seconds, and then she would get so mad because there wasn't anything coming out. I could not give her what she needed. And yeah, I had no choice but to give her whatever I could pump in a bottle, and mix it with formula. So since that basically started, she just really doesn't want me at all anymore, because there's just nothing coming out. And she's gotten so used to having the food just right there when it comes out of the bottle really quickly. Let's see, the nipple shield, we were trying that for a couple of days to see if that would help, but that wasn't working either, because basically still nothing's coming out, not enough. I mean, there's stuff coming out, but there's not enough to keep her interested and keep her latched on. So that just was even making her even more mad. What else? I made notes here so I wouldn't forget to tell you guys kind of how things are going. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, her latch has gotten horrible since I started giving her bottles. She just, nipple confusion is a serious thing, and once they get used to having that flow of the milk coming out of the bottle, it's just something they just want, that instead of me, especially with, in my case, having no supply and having nothing really coming out at all. She really went right for the bottle because she needed that, she needed to get that food into her body. let's see. Basically, since she isn't latching on, I have no choice but to pump. I've been basically exclusively pumping for about, let's see, how many days has it been now? About 6 or 7 days I've been exclusively pumping. I'm pumping every 3 to 4 hours, and I'm still only getting about, if I do 3 hours, it's about half an ounce to 3/4 of an ounce per side. If I go 4 hours, maybe closer to 5 hours, I get a little bit closer to an ounce per side, but still nothing is working to get my supply to come up. I'm increased my fenugreek that I'm taking to 4 pills 3 times a day. That was something one of the girls on Facebook told me to do. Let's see. Where am I? Yeah, I've tried, I'm eating oatmeal, I'm drinking all my water, I'm getting all my calories that I need to get. I've supplemented, instead of water, I'm drinking 1 Gatorade a day, which was recommended to me also by one of the girls on Facebook. I'm pretty much doing everything that I could possibly think of to help my supply increase, and it's just not working. Yeah, I'm taking my vitamins. I mean, what else? Everything that you can think of. It's crazy. I've even done, I saw on Facebook a couple of days ago, I think Kayla mentioned something about her let down with a pump. I tried to get her to latch on and pump at the same time to see if that would help me get some more, but she wouldn't latch on, and it was just a hassle trying to hold the pump and nurse her at the same time, and she was screaming, and it was just really, really horrible. Sorry, I have a thing popped up on my computer. So yeah, that didn't work. I mean, we've literally tried everything, and I mean, it's just coming to the point where I've accepted that, my supply is just not adequate enough, and it's never going to get there. I keep trying to keep myself, positive, thinking positively, thinking maybe, in next week it could be better. I did rent a hospital grade pump, which I don't know if I mentioned in my last video. If you're friends with me on Facebook, I talked about it, but I was told by multiple women that the hospital grade pumps are stronger, they'll get more milk out, and I've had that for over a week now, like 2 days, and it's not getting any more milk out than my Medela pump and style that I have at home. So that's not working. Literally, I've cried over this for days, and I don't have any tears left. I've sat and I've pondered and I've thought about what could I possibly be doing, or possibly could change to get my milk supply to come up, and it's just not happening for me. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue to pump, even if I only still get an ounce per side. I'm still going to give her, whatever I can in a bottle, so she's getting some of the antibodies from me. Even though I have to mix it with formula, I'm still going to give her, something. That was recommended to me by the pediatrician, to at least give her something. It's better, obviously better than nothing. So, I've been doing that. I, basically give her anywhere from, an ounce to 2 ounces per feeding per bottle, depending on what I have in the fridge. And she is eating anywhere from 7 to 8 times a day, about every 3 hours or so. She's taking about 2.5 to 3 ounces per feeding. But yeah, that's basically where we're at right now. I'm just going to continue down the road that I'm on and just see if, hopefully, fingers crossed, pray to everybody that's up there that something will change in the near future. I've also actually thought about, looking into getting donated breast milk, but my husband and I talked about that, and it's just so, it's scary. I just don't know where it's coming from, or if that person's been taking care of themselves, if they've put anything in their body that could possibly harm my child. So it's just something that, unless she has gets allergic to formula or something and she can't take the formula, I don't know if we'll turn down that road just yet. Yeah, it just scares me just to think about, what could potentially be, out there, or who could, I don't know. To me, I seem to think that if you're donating your breast milk, you're doing it for a good cause. But if you're trying to get money from it, that maybe there's a hidden, maybe it's not as good as it, could be. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling here. But basically, yeah, breastfeeding is still, it's just not happening. And I'm going to be exclusively pumping and giving it to her as often as I can. And I just know that I'm doing what I have to do at this point to help my daughter grow and to help her thrive. And thank you to all of you ladies out there who have given me such amazing advice and such amazing telling me your stories and helping me, giving me all the all the advice that I had mentioned and things that I've tried and all of that. You've just really helped me keep my composure on the whole thing, and I couldn't ask for a better group of girls to have at my beck and call, basically, for advice, especially even if it's at 3 in the morning when I'm awake with Tara. If I have a question, basically you guys can help me answer it, or at least help me with some advice to get me through that moment. But yeah, that is my update for now. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and then I'm gonna do a 3-week postpartum update and a Tara update, since I really haven't done one since we've been home. And yeah, so I'll talk to you guys later, and have a great weekend.